Hi,
Hi, this is
Lisa.
Lisa.
Hello, hello, good night.
Yes,
All right, all
finally.
right.
Hey, my apologies, man. Honestly, we're getting so much calls. Seems
I can imagine. That's what I figured.
we're
They're
getting so.
blowing up
Yeah,
the phone lines.
right. Many calls.
All right, so
That's
So,
great.
people, we have Lisa Evers on the phone right now. Everyone by now in the entire Jamaican diaspora, the Caribbean diaspora, everybody's supposed to know Lisa right now. She has become a
yeah,
household
everybody
name in the
who knows.
Caribbean.
Oh my gosh.
No,
Thank you so much.
it's not even an exaggeration. You've been giving us great coverage, and we appreciate that.
That's true.
Well, thank you very much. And I appreciate the help that you've given me in terms of understanding the culture and understanding the music. It's really been great.
Yeah, it's been good. You've done some really great interviews over the past couple of months. Spice and especially the feature for Vybz Kartel. That was one of the most, you know, prominent
Well,
ones.
it was really interesting, and it was great for me because I feel like I got to know him in doing that piece and just listening to so much of the music and really get a sense of his personality and an understanding why so many people feel so strongly about him, why his fan base is just incredible. He just why he touches a nerve with millions of people around the world in so many different ways.
I'm
Yeah.
wondering if you actually understand the full impact of that series that you did on Vibes Cartel. That was so impactful for dancehall.
It
Like
was,
that
it
was a
was.
viral moment for dancehall. Like I don't know if you felt it where you were, but here in the entire dancehall space,
Yeah,
it created such a big frenzy.
for real.
Well, I felt a lot of the reaction, and I also felt reaction in New York because we have a large Caribbean community, and people would be stopping me on the street. They go, Lisa, I'm Jamaican, or I'm this, or yeah, Vibes Cartel, that's my man, or that's
Yeah,
it really just shows this incredible attachment, and it's very rare. I think no matter what kind of genre of music you're talking about, when you see an artist that has that kind of a connection, that just visceral connection to so many people, it's that puts him in a very rarefied level.
that's true.
So I'm trying to understand why. All right, because you actually followed up on the story. You did the feature on him, and you're still continuing following up on the story. What gave you that drive to continue
Well,
with
what
that?
Well, I'm a news reporter. I'm
Well,
not
that's
an
one.
entertainment reporter, or and that's why I approached the story and I approached the whole Vibes Cartel. What I was learning about him, obviously from the respect for the culture, respect for the Jamaican culture, the dance hall culture, but also I looked at it as I would look at a news story, how I would report a news story, and applied those same standards. And when I started reading about the trial, when I started reading about this questionable evidence, I really wanted to know more about the actual case and what was going on because, aside from the fact that he's continuing, as you both pointed out to me,
Right.
so much music continually, and that it's still a chart topping, and this is from an artist that hasn't been able to perform in front of a live audience for many years. So that I looked at it, I looked at the legal case. I spoke with his attorney, Tom Tavares-Finson, and wanted to understand what was going on. So when I first spoke with him in February, he said, "Oh, we're expecting a decision on the appeal of the murder conviction sometime in March," which at that point was a couple of
Right.
weeks from when we aired that first story. And he said it could come at any time. I'm very hopeful. He said we have new evidence. We presented a very strong case for the facts that what the conviction was based on was completely false, was falsified. So he said we have an excellent grounds for appeal in his opinion, and I believe he's a very highly esteemed attorney. So that was where that was. So then I have tried to call him at periodic, at intervals since then,
Mm-hmm.
because we've been interviewing the many different artists, as you mentioned, Spice, a
Right.
reggae artist as well, like Coffee. I just interviewed her, and we are putting together a special that's going to, be out in a couple of weeks on the whole dance hall reggae movement, and really giving it the proper recognition that it deserves in the whole, whole musical, the whole musical landscape. But the case really bothered me. So I was calling him, I was emailing him, and he wasn't really getting back to me. And I said, okay, I'm sure he's busy, but the way I am, when there's something that's just an open question, I want to have more information. Plus,
Answers.
people would stop me on the streets and ask me about it here in New York. So I finally was able to speak to him yesterday. He told me call him back again today. I called him back again today. He had more time to talk, and he basically told me that just the first thing he said out of his mouth was a decision on this appeal, which understanding could overturn the murder conviction of Vybz Kartel,
So,
meaning that
so
he could be a free man.
all right,
Yes?
you spoke to him directly, which is more than anyone else. What was his tone of voice? Did you get like a sense of
Yeah.
confidence, like
Was he
this
excited?
this Tom Tavares? He sounded
Yes,
like a bit.
yes. He's a very yeah, well, that actually, it's amazing you're asking me that, because that was the first thing that struck me. His tone was very hopeful and very up. And I said, he said it could come at any time within the next 2 weeks. And I said, so where do we stand? He goes, the tribunal, the 3-judge tribunal that makes the decision on the appeal, they have 2 more weeks in this season's session before they go on the summer break. So he said it could happen, it could come at any time. And I said, well, how are you feeling about it? He said, I remain highly optimistic. And he said, I said, well, what happens if they don't decide, within the next 2 weeks? He goes, then they could reconsider it again when they come back in October. And I said, do you have to reapply? Do you have to make another appeal? Does everything go back to square one and then you have to do everything all over again? He goes, no. He said the case is, the appeal is in the pipeline. It's in the process. But he said, a decision could come at any time. And I thought that was, I thought that was very clear. I wanted to let people know about that.
And
Right.
and he himself also said, Lisa, you feel free to make this announcement.
Yes, I told him, I said, well, I would like to let people know this, and keep our audience informed, and also keep the people in the dance hall community who've been very supportive of me and really educating me into about him, and about, as I said, about the culture, which I so appreciate. And then I asked him about Vybz' health, because as you've reported many concerns about that. He said he was having some medical, this was a direct quote, he said he was having some medical issues, but he stabilized, and he's in Spanish Town prison. And I said, is he able to freely have family members and friends come visit him? And he said, oh yes, that's not a problem. And
Okay.
I said, could I come visit him and talk with him? And he goes, no, because obviously he does not want to have any reporters anywhere around the situation. And his whole tone, I don't know if he came to trust me a little bit over these past months, as he's seen how I reported things, because I also
Right.
made it clear to him, I'm not the type of journalist, I would never do anything that would hurt another person or
Right,
hurt somebody that I
jeopardize.
was reporting about.
Right.
Right.
I can honestly say without a doubt that you will be getting the first interview,
Exclusive.
the exclusive interview from Vybz Kartel. That piece he did,
Straight.
that piece he did recently on him. Believe me, even when Vybz Kartel reposted it, and
Yeah.
I can tell that you totally lifted his spirit, because being incarcerated, it's good to know that, hey, I'm still remembered. Yes.
People are
Oh,
still talking about
absolutely.
it.
And I think also too, here in the United States, there's been this tremendous push, for criminal justice reform, also for more accountability about convictions, about these trials, about things of that nature. So understand too that his fans in the United States are very much behind him in a very strong way, because that's part of our culture. And I came up, and I'm still a very big part of the hip hop culture here. And that's been one of the key issues that my career has been built on. So there's a strong sense of hope. But I was really struck by Tom Tavares-Finson, the attorney's, his tone of voice. There was much different from, he was extremely
Previous.
cautious when
Right.
we spoke before, and very careful, didn't want me to say certain things. And at this point, he seemed very extremely hopeful.
Well, that's good, because we all know that the Gaza nation, or the support around cartel, is so big, and everyone has been waiting It's been years of waiting, and I think, as you mentioned, the holes in the case and the open questions, they're finally gonna be answered. So, will you be traveling to Jamaica to do this interview if he comes out soon?
Exclusive.
I would have to get approval from Mr. Byron Harmon,
No,
our
I don't
vice
think that would be a
president.
Yeah, that
problem.
would definitely not be a problem.
That will not be a problem. Believe me.
But I definitely I would like to do that. I have a friend who has a home in Jamaica, and he said, "You're welcome to stay." And I said, "Well, it's not just me; it's me and my crew." And he's like, "Whatever, we can make that available to you." So no, there's no question. I would be there. I would be there in a heartbeat. I have a valid passport, ready to go. But I think the most incredible thing would be to be able to announce that there's been, that the appeal has been heard, that the
Right.
tribunal has weighed in his favor. But I understand there's a lot to this, and I'm not the judge, obviously, but nothing would give me greater pleasure than to be able to report that. And I would be very fascinated to interview him in person, because just to try to get a sense of him, you get a sense from an
Yeah.
artist from looking at their music videos. I was looking at old stage, old festival
Right.
performances of him, like at Sumfest, and
Yeah.
his charisma is just, it's unbelievable, and it helped me understand why people feel the way they do about him.
Yeah,
Honestly,
he's definitely a genius when it comes to the music. I really don't know how someone survives being successful in the entertainment business, being behind bars, not being able to record as frequently as they can, or to perform, or to do anything really.
still remaining
Well,
good
this
spirit, eh?
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, Bobby Condors, who with Jabba, they brought reggae and dance hall to the hip hop audience on my station, where my radio show is on Hot 97 in New York. And he was saying that Vibes had, and he's also produced the Massive B record label, has produced many songs, and still does many songs with Vybz Kartel. He said his team, he has an incredible team. He has they totally understand the social media, keeping him relevant on social media, even though he's not able to do it, for himself. And was in Shakira, as you pointed out to me in the very first interview for that piece too, he's basically putting out chart-topping songs,
Yeah.
almost one song a week.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how he does it. Like, the most. And there are artists who are, free, and they're not putting out this many songs. So
And
I
even
don't know how
quality.
he's doing it.
The quality of the songs, yeah, it's amazing. But
Well, that's
hon-
the other point too.
honestly, I'm rooting for you to get that interview, because
Exclusive.
the way how you actually handle the interviews with respect and the thoroughness, you actually do a lot of research and bring a
Right,
lot of
right.
insight.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
That first feature was fire, man. And we are definitely going to be in Jamaica when that happens.
Okay. Well, also, I want to invite you, when you come to New York, to come on Street Soldiers, my show
Yes.
that's on Fox 5, and
Right,
also
right.
Hot 97. And I would love to have you on for a roundtable panel discussion on this, because I think to make the whole connection between the influence and the insider view that you have as the premier analyst in this field, in dance hall, would be really great for our hip hop audience, and also for our Fox 5 TV audience.
Definitely.
Right. Yeah, we will definitely come. I mean, we should be ashamed of ourselves.
It's long overdue.
Byron has been inviting us for so
long
long.
overdue.
So
Okay.
but we will definitely be there.
But hold up, on a
All
side
right.
on a side
So-
note, what was the vibe like interviewing Spice?
Spice was can I tell you something? She is the coolest woman. She first of all, just coolest woman, period. For a superstar, the way she handled herself, the way she handled everything, we started talking right away. She I could see why she's the superstar that she is, just because she's 100% real, and she was incredible, and she was, her personality is so exuberant, so dynamic. But when I asked her about Vybz Kartel, her whole tone changed, her face changed, everything changed, and she said, "I will always stand by him, because he is the one that gave me that first big opportunity that
Facts.
took me
Right.
to that international level." And I said, "You know what? That kind of loyalty is, it's not all that common, especially in entertainment fields." And I was
Facts.
very impressed by that. But she was she invited me to come to Jamaica too, so it'd be quite a trip. But
But
she's
Yeah.
incredible.
so during that interview, I saw that Spice was actually teaching a bit of the Jamaican dialect. Do you actually remember anything? Do you remember
Let's
anything?
hear
Can you
some.
say
Wagwan.
Wow.
Lisa? Big up yourself,
I'm gonna have
Lisa.
to brush up. I'm gonna have to brush up on that, right?
Pressure upon them. Oh my God.
I have to get on the whole thing. Oh my gosh, I'm
Yo.
gonna need a lot of help with that.
Hey, definitely. You're no.
Amazing.
Yeah, man. You're definitely honorary Jamaican. We can definitely crown you as an official Jamaican right now.
I'm very happy to hear that. But I'm so impressed with the creativity, just the creativity, the dynamism of the artist, the dedication, the work ethic's incredible, and it's just it's been really, aside from all this the serious reporting, it's been really it continues to be really fun for me. It's just like this whole new world has opened up to me, and I'm so thrilled to to just learn more and be able to contribute in some small way.
So I have to say,
Right.
on behalf of the Gaza Nation, you totally made a
Yes.
matter of fact, mysterious Yeti.
Oh
Mysterious.
yes.
Oh, yes,
Yeti
let's
is
talk
in
about
the chat
Mr.
room. He's saying hi. Lisa, Yeti is here.
Tell Yeti Boss, you know what? We want to invite him. I think he should come to Fox 5 on
So-
Street
Yeah, we've
Soldiers.
been-
So
I
he's
think he should
saying,
come on the show with you and reveal himself.
there you go.
Yeah,
think he
we've
sh-
been trying
there
to
we
tell him
go.
to do that.
He's saying he's gonna do the grand reveal,
The
mysterious
grand
Yeti.
reveal. The grand reveal. We have a new set. We can have the grand reveal of Yeti Boss.
There you go. And
Yeah.
that brand new set is beautiful. It's futuristic. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh,
we've
good.
seen-
Excellent. We love it too. It's a lot of fun. That's why you have to come to New York.
There we go. There we go.
will.
But definitely, once again, we appreciate all that you are doing for dancehall, for the culture.
Right.
Definitely, and
And,
continue with the good work.
Yes, and the time you've taken to speak with us from, Fox 5
Well, shit.
New York. It's an honor for us. So thanks for that. Thanks for representing continuously for dancehall, yourself and Byron. He's doing some really good work. So
He's
Yeah.
the one that's been guiding. Honestly, he's been guiding me through all of this and the culture, and really just educating me in so many ways. And Wiz and Shakira, I have to really thank you too, both of you so much for all the work and research too, because I don't like to, as a news person, we don't want to put anything out there that's not factually
Right.
correct. And
right.
when you're in a field where there's a lot of different opinions and that type of thing, it's been really important to me and very valuable to me to be able to lean on both of you as a resource, with all of your tremendous knowledge of this. So I want to thank you
We
both
appreciate-
too, and for encouraging me. It means a lot.
Well,
Yeah,
thank
man.
you. We
All
appreciate
right. Big up yourself.
that. Big up
Lisa.
yourself, Lisa.
All right, big up yourself. Big up yourself.
Big up. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you for passing through. All right.
All right, take care.
All right. Take care. Take care.